welcome today to Ashton Mersey's first podcast featuring some of the cast of Sister Act Junior, the musical, and our special guest today, Lucy Thorburn, who is an actress who is currently in Warhorse, the touring production. Lucy, can you just tell us what you play in that, please?
Yeah, I play two roles and also some soldiers as well. So I play Jenny Bone and Annie Gilbert. Fantastic.
Well, would you three now tell Lucy what you're doing in Sister Act, what your parts are?
I'm Eva and I'm playing Dolores.
My name's Elise and I'm playing Curtis Jackson.
I'm William and I'm playing Eddie Salva.
Fantastic. So what we thought we'd do is we thought we'd get you all together and we can, you're a mine of information about the performing world and the theatre, so we thought we'd come and ask the experts really.
Chisel away.
Absolutely, find out more and find out behind the scenes gossip and things. So what we're doing is we're going to ask a question. So Eva, you had a question.
Yeah, when did you get into acting first, and were you interested for a young age or?
Yeah, so you probably did this as well. I always did little shows in my living room with my sister. We used to put little fake seat numbers on the settee. And I always just loved singing and acting and just making a little bit of a fool of myself. And then when I started in primary school, I started doing the little shows there, singing there. Then high school, I did it at GCSE in drama, and then we had productions as well. So I joined in with those. Then when I was 14, I joined our local theatre group. And I always really wanted to do it, but you're always told, have a backup. You're not going to be able to do it as a career. And my family were always really supportive, and so was my drama teacher. But I was like, oh, well, I love animals, so maybe I'll get on that route. Then as I started to get older, I took it as A-level. I had a youth group called Manchester Musical Youth, which I joined as well. And then I just started getting such a love for it. And I was in my lessons, it's genuinely all I could think about. I still worked very hard, but especially in maths. So I just really found that I wanted to do it. And then I had so much support behind me, and I did all the shows. And then in college, my teachers were like, look, you've got your backup, it's there. Leave it now, because if you focus too much on that, you're just not going to give it your all. So they told me, why don't you start applying for drama schools? So I did. Had a singing teacher through this as well. I didn't get into drama school my first year. And then I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I had a forced gap year. Did lots of classes and just worked really hard to try and get to the level that you need to be, or that just confidence as well. Going into the room was scary. And then auditioned again my second year and got into London College of Music, went to drama school there, did musical theatre, and then graduated, got an agent, and then started just falling down the hill in a nice way, I guess. So yeah.
Fantastic. Elise, did you have a question?
So what's the best thing, or one of the things you really like about being in Warhorse?
I love the cast and the company are amazing. It's a huge cast, and what I love about drama is it's such a community. It's so inclusive, which is really important to me for many different reasons, especially with my arm. So I love the fact that it's such a huge cast. There's 30 people in the cast. 12 of them are puppeteers for the horses, and then 3 people are ensemble members and puppeteer the baby horse as well. And the puppeteers, the other 12 puppeteers that do the big horses, they also have loads of different roles in the show as well. So one day they might be the big horse Joey, another day they might be a villager and taking on pieces of set. So they've got to learn basically 4 different roles, and then they switch each show, which is amazing. So it's just the appreciation of everyone's craft. Everyone has something to bring. And then you've got everyone backstage as well. And it's a community basically of now about 50 to 60 people, including all of costume. It's huge. And I think to be in a production that's that big and has that much heart to it, and it's so pivotal with what's going on in the world right now. War is so relevant and so scary. To be able to tell those stories with people that love what they do is amazing. And the puppetry is I've never seen anything like it. They're absolute athletes. 10 stone, these puppets that they're holding. And then at one point there's people on them as well.
Wow.
It's I don't think I've ever, like, the rehearsal, the first time I saw the horses do, like, a rear, I just cried. And I literally will cry, like, every now and then in work, I'll just cry. Because it's so cool. And I think to be in a show where I'm like, I genuinely feel so grateful to be there it's amazing.
Fantastic. It does sound incredible, and I've seen it, and it is incredible.
I'm even, like, every day, me and one of my cast members, we used to do this thing. We start doing it again. Just go up to each other and pinch each other before the show, because we're like, just to, like, snap us out of it and sort of remind yourself that you have worked hard and you do deserve to be there. That's really hard in the industry. You feel like you're always trying to prove to yourself and others your worth of, like, being in the room or having the job, but you've got it, and you've got it for a reason. And, like, that's been a really difficult thing for me to try and, like, cope with.
Stop the imposter syndrome.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not lucky. I'm lucky, but I'm not lucky because I worked hard. And I'm sure with, like, all of your roles, you didn't walk in and go, right, well, let's see how this goes. I'm sure you all worked really, really, really hard. And, like, it's scary even doing auditions for the high school shows. I was absolutely terrified, but you've worked hard. And that's why, like, and every single person in the show in the ensemble has worked hard and is completely valued in loads of different ways.
Fantastic. Will, what was your question?
What would you say are the challenges of working with a touring production?
A touring production, so they don't sort your accommodation. You do all that yourself. So that can have its ups and downs. Sometimes you can get there and you're like, okay, this isn't what I was expecting. You're basically in a new place every 2 weeks. So you have, so say you arrive in a place on the Sunday and you do then you do Monday off. So you've done Sunday travel in there, Monday off till I get settled. Then you've got Tuesday in and you do a tech of the show. So basically you run all, like, the important bits. So, like, the big scenes with, like, explosions, like big horse rears and things to get used to the space and make sure everything's safe. And so that all of sound can get levels for the show. Of, like, how loud you need to be and, like, just so that everything's matching. So that's the Tuesday. Then Wednesday you've got then you've got the show on that Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you're off on that Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday traveling again. So really it feels like you've got 1 day off a week, sometimes less when you're traveling. So that's really hard. And to get into a routine to make sure you're looking after yourself, you're looking after your mental well-being, you're, like, trying to keep up with your, like, vocal health and, like, your physical health, that balance is really tough. And I struggle, like, a lot with it personally, just to, like, make sure I'm, like, eating the right things and socialising enough, but understanding when to pull back because it's such a big company, understanding, like, you know, the FOMO. I don't want to miss out, but also understanding that, like, you know,
I need a break.
I've been with 60 people all day. No, I don't want to go out tonight. I want to go to bed and I want to cuddle my pillow and go to sleep. That's exactly what I want to do.
I imagine it's quite physically intense as well, being an actor.
Yeah, it is. I think because all of us have different things we have to do in the show. So obviously for the puppeteers, it's very intense. But other people, you know, I have to, like, carry on different things and take off different things, but also just staying on top of being physically healthy and fit, whatever that may mean for you personally, is really, like, it is important because it's just it's not about, like, how long you can go on a run. It's just about keeping yourself to a level where you can last a full week, where you're doing 2 double shows a week on top of the other ones as well. It's just about, like, sustainability.
Yeah, absolutely. It does sound difficult. It sounds amazing,
but
but it sounds difficult. Yeah,
Keep at it.
Absolutely.